Somewhere in Florida right now, in the warm brown water of a retention pond behind a perfectly ordinary suburban house, two eyes are sitting just above the surface, motionless, watching a dog trot along the bank. The state holds an estimated 1.3 million alligators, living in all 67 counties, in every lake, canal, swamp, and golf course pond that will have them, which is nearly all of them. And that is only the beginning of what shares this peninsula with 22 million people. Because Florida is not a normal place. It is one of the most biodiverse states in the country, more than 80 distinct ecosystems layered on top of each other, subtropical heat, endless coastline, and a long, strange history of exotic animals arriving and refusing to leave. What that produces is a landscape where the beautiful and the lethal live inches apart, where locals have simply learned which water not to swim in, which grass not to reach into, and which fence line not to cross after dark. So let's count down 13 of the animals that Floridians have learned to keep their distance from, and I promise you the most dangerous one on this list is not the one you are picturing. I'm Edmund Hale. Let's get into it. Number 13, the Florida panther. And I start here because it is the one you are least likely to ever see, and, in a way, the saddest entry on the list. This is a mountain lion, 5 to 7 feet long, 60 to 160 pounds of muscle, drifting through the cypress and palmetto of the deep Everglades. It could, in theory, kill a person. In practice, it almost never even meets one, because there are only somewhere around a couple of hundred of them left alive in the wild, an endangered ghost of a cat clinging to the southern tip of the state. Locals near the Everglades give it a wide berth, not out of terror, but out of a kind of respect, because you are far more of a threat to it than it is to you. Number 12, the wild boar. And this one surprises people. Descended from escaped domestic pigs and Eurasian stock turned loose centuries ago, feral hogs now churn through Florida by the hundreds of thousands, and a cornered boar is a genuinely frightening animal. Tusked, fast, armored in thick hide, capable of goring a dog or a hunter who gets between it and its escape route. They are not hunting you, but surprise one in thick brush, and you will understand very quickly why people back away slowly. Number 11, the brown recluse spider. Small enough to sit on a coin, and shy enough that most Floridians will never knowingly meet one, which is exactly the problem. It likes the quiet corners of human homes, closets, woodpiles, the undisturbed box in the garage, and its venom is necrotic, meaning in the worst cases, it can kill the tissue around a bite, leaving a wound that is slow and ugly to heal. It does not want to bite you. It wants to be left alone. But reach blindly into the wrong dark space, and you have made a decision for it. Number 10. The black widow, glossy black, with that unmistakable red hourglass stamped on her belly, tucked into the underside of patio furniture and the dim back of the shed. Her venom is a neurotoxin, drop for drop far stronger than a rattlesnake's, though she delivers so little of it that healthy adults rarely face real danger. Still, the cramping, sweating misery of a serious bite is not something anyone forgets, and Floridians learn early to shake out their gardening gloves. Number 9. The Burmese python. And here the story turns genuinely strange, because this animal should not be here at all. Native to Southeast Asia, released or escaped from the exotic pet trade, these snakes have colonized the Everglades in numbers that may run into the tens of thousands, growing to 18 feet and long enough, heavy enough, to swallow prey the size of a deer. There is a documented case of one consuming an entire alligator. They are non-venomous, and here is the honest part. There is no confirmed record of one killing a person in Florida. The terror they inspire is real, but the damage they do is mostly to the native wildlife they have quietly erased. Number 8. The eastern coral snake. Small, secretive, and banded in red, yellow, and black, carrying one of the most potent venoms of any snake on the continent. Its cousins, the milk snakes, wear similar colors, which is why every Floridian eventually learns the rhyme about red touching yellow. It is a shy burrower that would much rather flee than fight, and bites are rare, but its venom shuts down the nervous system, and that is not a gamble worth taking. Number 7. The timber rattlesnake. Thick-bodied and heavy, coiled in the leaf litter of the northern Florida woods, announcing itself with that dry, unmistakable buzz that stops a hiker's heart mid-step. Number 6. The dusky pygmy rattlesnake. And do not let the word pygmy fool you, because this small, bad-tempered, well-camouflaged little viper is responsible for a large share of the state's snake bites, precisely because it is so easy to step on without ever seeing it. Its rattle is so faint it sounds like an insect. Number 5. The cottonmouth, also called the water moccasin, found in every county in Florida. A semi-aquatic pit viper that will stand its ground when cornered, gaping its mouth open to flash that startling white lining like a warning flag. Swimmers and anglers give it room, and wisely so, because unlike most snakes that simply want to vanish, the cottonmouth has a reputation for holding its position and making you go around. Number 4. The eastern diamondback rattlesnake, the largest venomous snake in North America. Up to 8 feet of patterned muscle, with fangs that fold down like switchblades, and enough venom to make it, by a wide margin, the most dangerous snake in the state. This is the one that earns the fear. Number 3. The sharks. And yes, plural, because Florida is quite simply the shark bite capital of the world, leading the entire planet year after year. Bull sharks that push into shallow, murky water, and even up into rivers. Tiger sharks cruising the coast, and great whites migrating through in the cooler months. And yet here is the perspective that matters. Out of tens of millions of beachgoers, the bites number in the dozens, and deaths are extraordinarily rare. Most bites a case of a shark mistaking a surfer's silhouette for a seal, testing once, and leaving. Number 2, the American alligator, the animal that opened this story. That 1.3 million strong population lurking in every waterway, capable of a bite that snaps bone, and a death roll that drags prey under to drown. Fatal attacks do happen, a handful over the years, almost always tied to someone swimming in known gator water at dusk, or feeding them until they lose their fear of people. And that brings us to number 1. And if you have been waiting for something with teeth and scales, prepare to feel a little foolish, because the single most dangerous animal in Florida is the mosquito. That is not a joke and it is not a cheat. Worldwide, the mosquito kills more human beings than every other animal combined. And in Florida, it carries West Nile, dengue, and forms of encephalitis that inflame the brain. It weighs almost nothing. You can kill it with 2 fingers, and it has done more harm to more people than every gator, shark, and rattlesnake on this entire list put together. That is the part I keep coming back to. We build our fear around the dramatic silhouette, the fin, the coiled rattle, the eyes above the waterline, and we barely notice the faint whine by our ear at dusk. The truth about danger is almost always quieter and smaller than the story we tell ourselves about it. So here is what I want to leave you with. Are the animals we fear the ones that can actually hurt us, or just the ones big enough to see coming? I genuinely want to know what you think, so tell me down in the comments which of these you have crossed paths with. If this surprised you, share it with someone who is convinced the gators are the thing to worry about. And subscribe, because the natural world is full of stories exactly this strange, and I've got plenty more to tell you. I'm Edmund Hale. Thanks for watching.